Right, hello. Basically, this is a video mainly for a recent subscriber. Just basically showing you the E6 number that I've got obviously coming up on my screen. Originally, it wasn't an E6 error. It started off as E1 error, and that was obviously due to this wire damaged. And it snapped. Obviously, it was all taped up and that, you know what I mean. I've put that that rubber sealant on just so the wire doesn't arc out on any of the others, you know, to stop it from shorting out, just in case. So I just put that on just as like a little extra protection, you know what I mean. And obviously I've soldered that now, and obviously that's exposed now. Just obviously because I'm showing you what's happened and everything. But basically, I had an E1 number. I come from the shop, and it was just an E1 number originally. So I soldered that wire there. Obviously, it's a bodge job because the wire's that short. You can't even, properly get onto it properly. It's ridiculous. But yeah, it's getting sent back to the shop. They've already accepted the problem and everything, and they're going to take responsibility for it. All I have to do is pay £8 apparently for the postage, and somebody actually comes to my door. A courier comes to my door and collects it. So that's great, to be fair. So, and obviously, anyway, this E1 number was showing up. I soldered the wire, and the E1 number went. And so I put the scooter on the side, as you do, and I tried the throttle. The wheel maybe turned twice, and then straight away it come up E6. So something else is shorted, and I've done quite a few. I've watched a good few videos now. Obviously, just copying off what people are saying off YouTube. Obviously, off previous videos that I've watched, but there's a way of testing to see if you've actually, either damaged your controller or damaged the actual motor itself. And the way to do it is to take these three, unplug these three wires, the blue, the green and the yellow, do you know what I mean? Unplug all three of them, and try spinning the wheel, and if the wheel is still tight, like lumpy, it's not able to turn very well because mine's nice and smooth at the moment, but it just goes stiff if the wires are shorting, because obviously this subscriber that I'm on about, he's told me his is melted here. And he's told me that his wheel's kind of jamming up, not turning very smoothly, whereas this is turning fine, you know what I mean. So I know my controller hasn't burnt out, and I also know my wires haven't shorted as well, because it would be tight, you know what I mean. But the way of diagnosing it is to unplug these three wires from the controller, and if it turns out the wheel was tight, and then when you unplug them three wires, if it turns out the wheel turns smoothly like this, then that means the controller MOSFETs have burnt out. So you would need either the MOSFETs replacing or the controller replacing. But if you take the wires off and it turns out it's still stiff, then that means these wires here are touching and they're shorting. And even when the scooter's not turned on, it will still be tight, the wheel. It's like it's as if it's got a constant current running through it, even though it doesn't. I don't know why it does that. This was just another video that I picked up on. So if you can do these tests and unplug the three wires from the controller, and if the wheel goes smooth and releases, that means the MOSFETs have burnt out. But if the wheel is still tight, then that means these wires are still touching somewhere inside. So, you know, basically you're going to have to send it back to the shop, and obviously it's a manufacturer fault if the wires have melted there. There's nothing you can do about it whatsoever, is there? Obviously, do you know what I mean? So it's a manufacturer fault, so you're just going to have to send it back to the shop. But for me, I'm still quite stumped as to what my problem is with mine, because my my wheel's smooth. So this hasn't shorted out, even though it's in bad condition. It still hasn't shorted, and my controller MOSFETs haven't shorted, because otherwise my wheel would be tight. So at the moment, this E6 number, I'm completely stumped. Basically, I've been told it could be the wiring leading to the controller, it could be the wiring leading to my throttle. So I could end up with some quite serious problems. So the best solution for me is to send mine back to the shop, which I am doing. I aren't messing about, and for the sake of £8, you know what I mean, it's a no-brainer, to be fair, innit? There's no point spending 20, 30, 40 pound on a controller to find out the controller hasn't solved the problem, and then you buy your throttle and that turns out that hasn't solved the problem. Do you know what I mean? And obviously with mine, I've got, my headlight doesn't work as well, so there's another issue as well. So for me, it's a no-brainer. Send it back to the shop, get this wire repaired, get the E6 number off. Whether it's the controller wiring leading to it, I don't know, but that's what the company's there for. That's what the warranty's there for, to get it repaired. So fingers crossed this doesn't happen again. And yeah, so stay tuned anyway. But thanks for the time, if you've had the time to even sit and listen to me rambling on. But subscribe if you like what you're hearing and seeing, and hope to get more subscribers very soon. But cheers for your time.